Happy New Year from the New England chapter of Backcountry Hunters and Anglers. I'm Chris, and it's great to welcome you back to On Track. We've been on a bit of a hunting hiatus, so it's good to be back in the groove. Hope everyone's fall season in the woods and on the water was a successful one. Now, the chapter leadership has been planning and working on the year ahead, but we have taken a little bit of time to reflect on the accomplishments of 2020, and that's what this episode is all about. Now, it goes without saying that this year did not exactly go down as planned, but still our members stepped up and did right by public lands, waters, and wildlife in 2020. So let's dig in. First off, I want to take a moment to acknowledge a number of our friends and partners who gave the New England chapter a huge boost this year. Locally, Chris Ingram at Featherwood Creative. Chris created the intro and outro to On Track. Thank you so much. Patagonia Boston, you guys have always been so generous with your time and resources. We appreciate it. Big Game Waterfowl in Rhode Island, you gave us a trip that we used in one of our membership drives. It was huge. We appreciate it. We know it's such a short season. Thank you so much. Nemo for hosting us and having us at your headquarters at a great event early in 2020. Also, all of our supporters for the Get Outdoors giveaway promotion. Yeti, Crispy, Wilderness Light, Go Hunt, Gerber Gear. Thank you so much for providing the prizes for that great giveaway. Before everything went sideways, we did manage to sneak in a couple great in-person events throughout the region, like BHA's Public Land Film Fest, as well as 2 simultaneous showings of Public Grouse, a BHA and Project Upland collaborative film event. In addition, we had a great evening at the Nemo's headquarters, which I mentioned earlier. That included a private tour, wild game dinner, raffle, and showing of Stephen Ranella's Stars in the Sky. It was a great event. Thank you again to the entire Nemo team for having us. As a chapter, we joined a number of national initiatives, including the fun Struttin' and Cluckin' Turkey Callin' Classic, Hike to Hunt, and Public Lands Month events that happened through September. Perhaps most important was working to make sure that the New England lawmakers heard our voice and did their part in getting the Great American Outdoors Act to the finish line. It was a huge win and one that will benefit public land owners for generations to come. Eventually, the pandemic brought a halt to all the in-person events for most of the region, and so the chapter pivoted to virtual events to continue to engage the community. We hosted a number of great conversations with interesting personalities from around New England, like wild game cooking expert Rich Malloy, filmmaker and author AJ DeRosa, Big Woods deer trackers Matt Breton and Jeff Doyle, just to name a few. Don't forget, all of these events, by the way, are located on our YouTube channel. Earlier in the year, we hosted the Original Naturalist, an opportunity for BHA members to expand upon their knowledge of regional flora and fauna, all while supporting scientific research and having fun while being socially distanced. Each week of this month-long project, a BHA member who contributed identifications would be drawn randomly to win some BHA swag. At the conclusion, data on thousands of plants and animals were collected as part of the project. In June, HQ named us Chapter of the Month. The honor came in recognition of the virtual events and other alternative programming we were doing around New England. Big thanks to all of the members who've contributed to this great acknowledgement. That came from the offices in Missoula. Though COVID did prove to be a challenge for our mentorship program this year, there were quite a few stories of success. As always, big thank you to all the mentors who gave their time and knowledge this year. Thank you so much. It's a great program, and we're really proud of it. In Connecticut, the SLT worked to support a number of land acquisition projects, both at the state and municipal level. In addition, the team advocated for a number of conservation projects and put some serious time into mentorship this season. The Massachusetts SLT had a slew of events that were canceled as a result of the pandemic, so the focus shifted towards a number of policy and R3 initiatives. Time was also spent building relationships with officials at Mass Wildlife. This culminated with an online event where 2 of the state's top officials joined us for a presentation and Q&A. The state team also worked on several other projects ranging from impacts and resiliency of the state's wildlands to climate change to the recruitment of new hunters and anglers. Finally, the SLT submitted testimony regarding the importance of public lands and outdoor recreational opportunities, specifically hunting and fishing, to the governor's reopening advisory board. New Hampshire kept busy working behind the scenes on a number of access and land use related projects throughout the state. The team also worked on a number of policy issues, most notably advocating against HB 1115, which pushed to increase certain buffer zones in the state from 300 feet to 900 feet. If this passed, this bill would have severely limited firearm hunting in southern New Hampshire. With support of New Hampshire Fish and Game and other sportsmen's groups, we effectively shut that bill down. The Rhode Island team continued the fight against the hunting of captive cervids by introducing legislation in the General Assembly, House Bill 7869, and provided testimony and feedback on a number of other bills, all in effort to protect the state's existing wildlife and ecosystems. The team also successfully advocated on the expansion of the hunting opportunities on Rhode Island's National Wildlife Refuge, which resulted in over 2,000 acres of federal public land being open to hunters and anglers. The Maine team kicked some butt in 2020, being able to sneak in a number of great in-person events over the course of the year, which included a hike to hunt and 5-stand clay shoots at LL Bean. Also, there were trash packouts and signage posted at 14 different remote ponds that are now designated as heritage trout waters. The chapter's voice was also heard on a number of policy issues over the course of the year. There was an op-ed piece that appeared in the Bangor Daily News asking for renewed funding for the Land for Maine's Future Fund, and comments filed on the Maine Climate Action Plan, to name a few. Vermont knocked it out of the park this year and managed to accomplish far more than I can go into here. But let's highlight a few of their accomplishments. Trailer loads of trash were removed from public lands across the state, beginning with the COVID cleanup in the spring and ending with public land pack-out events in the fall. There was another resurfaced bridge in the Conti National Wildlife Refuge. Testimony and comments submitted to numerous federal, state, and local agencies regarding public land access, management, and reclamation. State-specific virtual events like Tune-Up Tuesdays and co-sponsored events with NWTF and Vermont Fish and Game took place with regularity. And finally, there were a number of in-person events, including Pint Nights and the highly anticipated second annual Hunters Biathlon, which took place at the Lamoille Valley Fish and Game Club. I also want to give a shout out to our college clubs in New England, UMass Amherst, Castleton University, and St. Michael's College. These organizations had some unique challenges in 2020, but still managed to make headway. Big congratulations to the students at Castleton for being awarded a public landowner grant through BHA. The grant will fund a restoration project at the Otter Creek Wildlife Management Area. Great work, keep it up. Well, 2020 was in fact a heck of a year. Thank you so much, and we look forward to working with you in 2021. See you soon.